Hey everyone, welcome back to Reissued. If you're new here, my name is Andrew. Lately on my channel, we've had a lot of really big projects with the kitchen refresh that turned into a full-on makeover, with the ongoing projects in the bathroom. And so this weekend, I wanted to do something a little bit more chill, a little bit more calm, and kind of autumnal, even though it's like almost 90 degrees outside. Of course, that means we're going thrifting. You know, I find myself at the thrift store all the time picking up various things for my project, but also I just really enjoy the hunt. I love the process of going and just checking out what they have. Matt and I have also been thrifting a lot together lately, looking for things for his place and for mine. And so I thought I would take you with me for a little thrift with me weekend. So let's pretend it's 60 degrees outside, throw on a sweater, grab a cozy beverage, and let's go thrifting. Alright, so first stop today is Goodwill. This Goodwill location is like my go-to thrift store. Whenever I talk about the thrift store being right by the gym, this is the one. I'm in here like 2 or 3 times a week usually. They have pretty high turnover and I found some amazing stuff here, especially recently. I mentioned this before, whenever I go thrifting, I like to of course keep an open mind and be ready for anything, but I do like to go in with a couple of ideas of what I'm looking for just to help me stay focused and on track. So today we're keeping our eyes open for a couple of things for the bathroom renovation. I'm looking for a rug, some little things for styling, and then some sort of furniture piece for over by the dry bar. I've been looking for months and haven't been able to find anything for that space because the dimensions that I need are so specific. And then of course I'm thinking about seasonal decor. I'm shooting a Halloween decor video next week, and then I'm starting to put together some stuff for Christmas. I think Halloween thrifting season might already be past us. It's always very picked over when I go in, but Christmas, we're starting to gear up for that, so I'm just keeping my eyes out for those as well. And then finally, autumn is my favorite season for refreshing my wardrobe. You can never have too many leather pieces. I'm really wanting to wear some more kind of like vintage inspired like ties and blazers, things that are like a little bit dressy, but then finding a way to dress them down. So some cool hats, some like high tops. Let's go in and see what they have. Is it just me, or is September like the best time for finding cool clothes at Goodwill? I know that a lot of clothing stores will hold outerwear during the off season and put it out around this time, but maybe everyone else is clearing out the old and looking for something new this time of year. Because the clothing selection at this store has been wild lately. I found a pair of new with tags wool Marc Jacobs pants here last week for $13. I love this simple checkered J. Crew shirt for $10, and this kind of late 80s, 90s style Bill Blass shirt for $5. The Bill Blass has a couple little marks and is generally more of a spring-summer vibe, but let's hold on to it and see what else is here. This little bone inlay table is so cute. It's missing some tiles around the edges. It might be possible to match them or replace all the edge tiles with something similar, but at $30, I'll definitely pass. I feel like this kind of mosaic inlay look is having a moment lately. I'm definitely more of a fan after my trip to Italy, but I prefer the geometric shapes to the more representational pieces. Are we feeling the mosaic? Let me know in the comments. Depression glass is becoming a theme in my house, with some pieces in the kitchen and bathrooms. This is just the right level of grandma chic. Yellow just isn't my color. This clear piece is better, and I'm loving jars with lids for storing products in the bathroom. So for $4, let's pick this one up. I always say that if you start with a cart, you won't find anything, but if you don't get a cart, your hands will be full. It doesn't always work that way, but we need a cart today. Someone asked me in my recent live Q&A what items I think are underrated at the thrift store. Bread boxes are definitely one of those. I love the one that I got for my kitchen that's storing coffee and tea. This one's a bit smaller, but it would still be great for keeping unsightly items tucked away, maybe with a nice paint job. As I mentioned in the live, I definitely think that Asian art is underrated at the thrift store as well and can be so beautiful and unique. And these little fans are no exception. They're definitely hand painted and I love the color scheme. The little one has a tiny hole in it, but the big one is perfect, and for $2, I think these are a steal. I'll probably try to frame them and hang them on the wall to create a cool found artifact vibe. This Asian piece doesn't speak to me, but the framing is really beautiful. I love the grass cloth matting and the bamboo look frame. I'll definitely file this away for inspiration. Thrifting is sometimes more about getting inspiration than finding something perfect, you know? Someone in my neighborhood has a stained glass window hanging on their front porch, and I think that look is so beautiful. This one is a little bit more floral and curvy than I'm thinking, but I love the long and narrow shape. I was thinking that a small wreath with dried herbs would be a nice way to finish off the wood hook in my kitchen. This is clearly not right, but it's good for size reference. Storage baskets are so pricey to buy new, and I need more for my PAX wardrobes. I found 2 matching ones that have a nice look, but they're kind of dirty and dingy for the $5 price tag. These lamps are so not my style or color, and yet I find myself weirdly drawn to them. Is it just me? Am I crazy? This lamp is definitely more my speed with the vintage look and the clear glass. And I like the idea of this one, but the condition is pretty poor and this would probably need to be fully reworked. As expected, the holiday section is pretty limited. I like these little glass trees, but I'm trying to keep to items that I can hang on a tree or a garland, since I definitely don't need any more little items sitting on shelves in my house. I took a second lap around the store to see if I missed anything, and I did. I've been noticing lately that my best finds happen on the second lap. I think that these Eyes-Odd chinos with little dog embroidery on them are hilarious. I didn't have loving preppy vineyard vines vibes on my 2024 bingo card, but here we are. Add to cart. And this gold frame with the weird stitch detail around the edges is really unique. I know I don't need more frames, but for $6, this one's pretty special. So I'm leaving this store with the gold stitched frame, the painted fans, the clear glass jar, the checked J. Crew, the striped Bill Blass, and the embroidered dog chinos. Alright, so that was such a great time. It's always hard when I come into these Thrift With Me videos. I never really know what they're going to have, and so I don't know which direction the video is going to take and how I'm going to feel about it and if I'm going to find anything good. But that was just a great experience. I have some great finds. I saw my neighbor. The cashiers are just the nicest people, and so what a positive way to start the weekend. Whenever I go thrifting, I start by making a quick pass around the store just to get any kind of low-hanging fruit before anyone else does. And then if I have the time, I like to go back and do a deeper second pass. There were definitely some really cool things that I missed the first time around, and so sometimes that second pass is necessary to really find those true hidden gems. Next, we're going to pop over to the other Goodwill location that's in my area. I don't tend to find as many good things there, but maybe it's because I don't go there as often, so it could just be a frequency thing. But since we have the time, I think it would be fun to pop over there and see if we can find any other hidden gems today. So let's do it. As I expected, this store was a bit underwhelming in the clothes and accessories department. This mustard blazer is killer, but damaged and not my size. And this landscape would be a great base for a collage mixed media piece, but not for that price. The furniture section at this Goodwill location tends to be a winner. I found so many interesting pieces for my house and for DIY diagnosis videos. Today, I'm loving this waterfall vanity that's in desperate need of a paint job, but has pretty brass handles. And look who we have here! It's the companion piece to my shelving units that I got for the atrium. I'm still trying to figure out how to make those work, and if this wasn't way too big to fit in my car or my parents' car, I definitely would have picked this up for $20. I also kind of liked this stool, or is it a table, or is it a high chair from a 90s Pizza Hut? Yeah, I'm talking myself out of this. This table is busted, but I love the chessboard top. Taking notes for my living room. This is way too cottagecore / granny chic for me, but for the right person, this print is so happy and colorful and the condition is fantastic. And only 20 bucks. No winners for me here today, so let's head out. Okay, so no winners here today. It was kind of hard to top my first Goodwill experience of the day. I'm also feeling a little run down, so it's hard to know with this Goodwill location if they don't get as much good stuff or if I just don't enjoy the shopping experience as much there, so I don't spend the time to do that second lap and really dig. Overall, great day of thrifting, but I'm ready to go home. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2.
Oh, hey, Miss Queenie. Were you sleeping? Oh, sweet girl.
I mentioned that Matt and I have been thrifting together a lot lately. I wasn't sure if we were going to go thrifting this weekend, but I brought the camera along with me just in case. And we did end up hitting a couple good spots on Saturday, so let me show you. First, we headed over to the Atlanta REISSUED to see if they might have anything of interest. I haven't really been enjoying this store as much lately since they've been getting mostly corporate donations that come with hefty price tags, but it's still good to pop in here from time to time to see if there are any hidden gems. Right off the bat, we have a cute little vintage wood trunk for $50. And an IKEA storage bench for $55. We're looking for building blocks for the entry in Matt's apartment, and one of those things is a bench. This is not really the style that we're looking for, but the solid wood construction makes it customizable. And on that note, check out these shelving units. I think these are the same hems line from IKEA as the bench, and are also solid wood. Matt suggested that these might work well for the built-ins in my living room. I was planning to make those from scratch with thrifted wood, but this would be so much easier. And at $40 for the big ones and $25 for the small ones, these are a steal. I think the bigger ones are retailing for $250 at IKEA currently. Let's go ahead and get these. Lighting has always been a strong category for this store in my experience, and they have so many good fixtures today. These ones for $30 could work for Matt's place. These feel like something you would find in an old theater. I love the geometric shapes and the vintage vibe, obviously, but I can't think of anywhere that I need these. They're either too small or too big. This table is super pricey, but I love the dragon brass pedestal base. Good mid-century bones here for $50. This piece is sold already and the dimensions aren't right for what I need, but I'm thinking of something kind of like this for the dry bar in my bathroom. I want it to have at least one drawer for storage and feel like a piece of furniture rather than a vanity. So many cheap old doors. This one would be great for projects since the panels are symmetrical, so it would be a nice headboard or bench back. And pink is 50% off, so it's $5. I don't think I have any space to store this, or I totally would have snagged it. These little wood ornaments are only 10 cents each. I think these would have a really cute workshop vibe on a garland in my studio fireplace, so let's grab a bunch. The dimensions on the big white wall lights didn't work, so Matt's leaving the store empty-handed, but I'm leaving with the ornaments, some Grove glass cleaning concentrate, and the IKEA wood bookcases. I'll have to come back to pick them up later this week. Last stop of the weekend is Decatur Estate. I think I've been here once before, but I don't really remember. This is definitely more of an antique store than a thrift store, and I tend to have lower expectations for finding things when I go into antique stores since the prices are higher, and I know that a lot of the items came from the thrift store and are upcharged by the booth curators, but it's still fun to look and get some ideas. These vintage pendant lights could look awesome in my entry, but not at that price. Pretty, but not at that price. Stunning, but not at that price. What's happening here? These lamps are so chic, but not at that price. Don't get me wrong, I know enough about trends and antiques and unique finds to know that these prices are not crazy or unfair or anything. I'm just cheap and lucky enough to have the time to hunt for better prices. Okay, this lamp is promising, and it's $20. I'd love something like this for my piano, but there's no bulb inside and I'm not sure that it works, so I'll think about it. There were a ton of art prints and some of them were really affordable. Matt and I spent a while flipping through and pulling out our favorites, but these were a like, not a love, so we ended up putting everything back. This is what I'm talking about. The shapes on the stained glass piece are much better for me, but I'd want to hang it sideways and it wouldn't be symmetrical. Oh, and not at that price. Despite the high price tags, there was a lot of inspiration to be had here. This wood veneer art is such a cool technique. I think I could make something interesting like this. And I love this light fixture so much. Not for sale though, so let's take some pictures and add yet another DIY project to the list. There were a couple booths toward the front of the store that just had a great vibe. This one in particular had an earthy, witchy kind of look that's exactly what I'm going for with my Halloween decor. I love all the moss and glass vessels and accessories that are spooky, but not cheesy or overtly scary. And of course, I love the vintage photos. I'm thinking that I could display some photos of my family that I found in an old album. I think they're from the 1930s. They have a similar kind of vibe and would be a more personal touch. Maybe for some better styling on the desk shelves in my studio. After a full 3 hours wandering the store, I left with empty hands but a full head, and Matt picked up this Lucite desk organizer set for $15 to store his brushes and art supplies. Okay, so that was a super full weekend of thrifting. I think I walked away with some really great finds. I got my autumn fashion fix, I got some great accessories, and I got some items that are actually really useful for projects in my house with those bookcases. I hope you enjoyed going along with me for the hunt and that you got some inspiration as well. If you enjoy these Thrift With Me videos, be sure to hit the like button so that I can make more videos like this. And if you want to see how my finds this time make their way into my projects, my home, my wardrobe, be sure that you're subscribed. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon.